Why do people get PCOS? That is a fantastic question that almost nobody knows the exact answer to. It is not just because you're eating too many carbs or too many sugars, right? It is a multitude of factors that goes into why you would have a hormonal imbalance. PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, can arise because of many different things, and it can present differently in each person. For example, when I had ovarian cysts, I got them only after I had my third kid. I had just graduated recently from graduate school, started a business that was, if anybody's ever started a business, you know the first year in business is pretty rough. And then I got pregnant with my third, and then she was a preemie. So I had a preemie, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a crap ton of stress in my life, and started getting ovarian cysts. I was eating a pristine diet. I was eating gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, all the things, yet still had incredible hormonal imbalance, mainly because of stress. There are some genetic factors that also went into that. I do not methylate well, my body does not detox well, and I'm really prone to inflammation. And those are things that I learned later from doing genetic testing. But all of these things were still at play when my body was under this extreme amount of stress that led to this hormonal imbalance, right? It's never just one thing that causes PCOS. And that's where we get led astray all the time. Like, oh, you did this one thing, that's why you're suffering. You did this one thing, or you've eaten too much sugar, or you know what? The human body has an incredible ability to heal, has an incredible ability to reverse any dysfunction as long as it has the right opportunity to do so. Your body is made to function well. And when you have dysfunction, dysregulation, nutrient deficiencies, things like that, it has a really hard time getting to that place of homeostasis. It has a hard time functioning well, and then you won't feel well. So when you think about things like PCOS, it is not just something that you did wrong. And it is not as simple as, oh, just clean up your diet, right? Can those things help? Absolutely. And that is why I actually teach eating for your hormones and cycle. We're actually working with your hormones and your cycle. But I will tell you this, because I've seen it time and time and time again. I saw it just recently with a hormone report that I did with somebody. This was a retest from somebody that I've been working with her for several years. And, on and off for several years through some different things. And recently she reached out to me again because she was like, I think I need my hormones tested again. This is really off. I was doing really well for over a year and feeling amazing, all this stuff. My cycle issues cleared up completely, like no pain, no heavy bleeding, no clots, no issues, right? Like she was doing fantastic for a really long time. And all of a sudden there was a death in her family, and then she had gotten a different job, which is a good thing, but still very, very stressful for the training in portion of it. And she was like, my whole body went haywire. The death and the grief and everything that your body goes through. Her whole body went haywire. Haywire. And so what we're doing now, the course of action that we're doing now, is actually completely different than what we would have done before, because what's happening in her system is completely different. But it's having a very similar impact on her hormones and her cycle, because that's what was dysfunctional before. So that's kind of what came up again. But it's important that we're addressing the things differently as per what her system really needs. So that is one of the things that I really love going through with people. When we do hormone testing, when we dive into what your body needs, it is essential that we uncover everything that needs to be addressed. Otherwise, we're missing things. Otherwise, we're sort of shooting in the dark here in terms of what is going to be the best course of action for you, right? If we can make sure that you are getting enough nutrient, that we are addressing any deficiencies, pathways that aren't working well, all that stuff, that's going to help your body create and maintain the right amount of hormone at the right amount of time. Then moving forward, you get to have these benefits happen, these results happen, and it's not a fight, it's not a struggle, and you feel good meanwhile. It is one of the hardest things to try and get your system to improve by pushing it harder, by making it work harder. If I just work out harder, if I just sweat more, if I just, eat less, that's not going to fix your PCOS. That's not going to fix your insulin resistance. That is not how physiologically the body works at all. And anybody who tells you different is lying to you, is lying to you. So when you're looking at PCOS or hormonal dysfunction, you're thinking, okay, what is it that's going on? Why is this happening for me? Why is this going on? You have to look at a myriad of things in your life. Not just what you're eating, not just how much you're moving or taking care of yourself, but look at your environment, look at your stress, look at your work. How much support do you have in your life? Those things matter. And that's why when we work together, when we go through your hormone report and talk about all these things and the right amount of support for you, we address all of these things. Because if they're not being addressed, you're missing something. And that means that you either won't get to your results, or you'll get to results for a very brief amount of time and then slip right back in. So I just wanted to address this, do an entire video on this, talking about, you know what? Just saying that you eat too much sugar is not the reason that you have PCOS. That's very misleading. Very, very, very misleading. And it honestly is not going to get you the right results. So I am Dr. Beth Westie, women's health and hormone expert, authors of the book, The Female Fat Solution, The Female Menopause Solution. And you can find out more information, on my podcast, The Female Health Solution. I have a ton of episodes where I talk more about these things. Also, make sure you're subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have so many resources here available for you to deep dive into. And if you need any other help, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.